10:14 p.m., the night before Thanksgiving. Daniel Cross sits alone in his apartment. A single desk lamp glowing over scattered case files, half-finished reports, and the cold remains of untouched dinner. Outside, the city hums with distant holiday traffic, but inside, only silence, until it fractures. A burst of white noise snaps through his speakers, violent, metallic, like a radio being forced open. Daniel jolts, eyes narrowing as the static deepens into a strange, rhythmic hum, the kind he hasn't heard since his days working classified lines. He leans forward, confused. Who's tapping this frequency? Then a voice slips through the distortion. Soft, measured, inhumanly calm. Daniel Cross? Can you hear me? Daniel freezes mid-breath. His chair creaks as he slowly stands. Hello? Who is this? He whispers. The voice answers instantly, almost too instantly. Listen to me. You were never meant to answer this call. Daniel's pulse spikes. His throat goes dry. No, he murmurs. That can't be you. The voice shifts. Familiar, fragile, carrying the exact tremor he remembers. Daniel, you're in danger. Everything you trust is compromised. He feels his skin tighten, because the voice speaking to him, the one warning him, calling his name with that quiet, razor-sharp urgency, belongs to Leah Wren, the woman who died 11 months ago. And tonight, she sounds very much alive. Daniel Cross, 31, cybersecurity analyst at Harbigate Capital Systems, a private financial data firm managing high-value digital estates. He's sharp, too sharp according to his supervisors. 3 days ago, Daniel noticed something impossible. Encrypted transfers initiated from accounts belonging to deceased clients. He traced one transaction. It led not to a server, but to a voice reconstruction file, a synthetic recreation. Embedded metadata, Leah Wren. She had been Harbigate's most brilliant freelance cryptanalyst before she disappeared during a classified internal breach last year. Daniel never believed she simply vanished. But tonight, a dead woman calling his private encrypted phone? Something is terribly wrong. The line crackles. Listen carefully, Daniel. Everything starts tomorrow. Daniel asks, Leah, how is this possible? Silence. Then, they rebuilt me, using the archive. A chill runs through him. The archive, a forbidden prototype capable of reconstructing full digital identities from fragmented data, killed after the breach. If someone resurrected Leah, they have God-level access to Harbigate's vault. And tomorrow, Thanksgiving, the system will be understaffed. Perfect day for a mega heist. Daniel opens his laptop through a private exploit he wrote years ago. A hidden dashboard appears. Coordinated transfer scheduled for 3:17 a.m. Initiators, deceased clients. Total $5.2 billion. Leah's voice returns. They're calling it Operation Harvest. A clean sweep of dormant digital estates. Silent, unstoppable. Daniel whispers, who's behind this? Static. Then, someone inside Harbigate. Someone you've trusted for years. The connection dies. Daniel's stomach sinks. Someone in his own division is using the archive to resurrect digital ghosts, not to communicate, but to steal. And they used Leah as a framework. Daniel drives to the Harbigate Tower, a steel monolith overlooking a frozen city. Thanksgiving Eve. The building is nearly empty. He badges in. A soft hum echoes through the halls, almost like Leah's old debugging hum. It leads him to Data Vault 7, sealed since the breach. The keypad flashes. Access granted. Daniel steps inside. Rows of screens glow with rotating 3D identity models. Faces of clients, contractors, former employees. including Leah Wren. Someone is resurrecting digital identities to impersonate them. At the center sits a single chair facing a monitor. A message waits. Welcome, Daniel Cross, the archive never forgot you. A recording autoplays. Leah's voice, strained, distressed, synthetic. They didn't just rebuild me, they integrated me into the archive. Forced simulations, millions of them. Daniel asks, who is running this? A new window pops open with a single name. Marshall Drake. Root override access. Daniel freezes. Marshall Drake, Harbogate's legendary former chief security officer, disappeared after the breach. Many believed he faked his disappearance. The archive shows a different truth. His access was used tonight. Inside this building, Daniel hears a soft metallic click behind him. Footsteps. Daniel tenses. A deep, almost robotic voice echoes through the vault speakers. Daniel Cross. Unauthorized access detected. Screens blink red. Protocol harvest is active. Please remain still. Daniel knows that voice, or rather, a perfected, engineered version of it. Marshall Drake's voice. Step away from the archive. A tall figure appears at the vault entrance. Broad-shouldered, precise, emotionless. But it isn't Marshall Drake. It's a synthetic host built using his digital identity, an archive-generated sentinel. It scans Daniel. Your interference compromises the operation. The countdown ignites on every screen. T6 hours, 42 minutes, and 19 seconds. Until the $5.2 billion harvest. The synthetic Drake advances. Daniel slams an emergency circuit breaker. Sparks, red sirens, glitching lights. The synthetic staggers but does not stop. It lunges. Darkness, breathing, static, a faint digital pulse. Daniel's whisper, Leah, I need your help. How do I stop this? Her fragmented voice breaks through. You can't stop it alone. But Daniel, listen. More static, then one final chilling line. You were never the target. It's your brother.
If you've watched the video up to this point, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on post notification. Also, what do you think happens next? Comment below. Now let's get back to the video.
Static, red warning lights, a synthetic voice echoing in the dark. The last thing Daniel Cross remembers is the archive's sentinel, the synthetic Marshall Drake, lunging toward him as the harvest countdown began. Now, a gasp, darkness, a heartbeat, the final part begins. Daniel wakes strapped to a cold metal chair, his wrists bound, electrodes on his temples. The room is no longer the vault. It's the core chamber, the forbidden heart of the archive system. Giant screens display cascading identity sequences, millions of digital profiles in motion. Leah Wren's voice whispers overhead, glitching but present. Daniel, stay awake. They're scanning you. A shadow steps forward. Not the synthetic Marshall Drake. Someone else. A man alive, older, lean, composed. Silas Thorne, chief data architect of Harbogate. Missing for 6 years. Presumed dead. But here he is. Silas speaks softly, almost kindly. You never should have traced the transfers, Daniel. Your mind wasn't built for this scale. Daniel glares at him. Why resurrect Leah? Why use dead clients? Why me? Silas smirks. Because only the dead leave clean data. He taps a console. The screens shift to one face. A face Daniel recognizes instantly. His younger brother, Jace Cross. Daniel's voice cracks. Why is my brother in the archive? Silas folds his hands behind his back. Because Jace wasn't who you thought he was. The screens show encrypted server logs. Jace's name appears again and again. 5 years of covert access logs, root-level entries, unauthorized system lifts, prototype testing. Daniel stares in disbelief. Jace was a network intern. He barely understood the basics. Silas shakes his head. That's what you were meant to believe. He was my protege, my successor. The revelation hits like a punch. Jace, his quiet, reserved, tech-shy little brother, wasn't tech-shy at all. He was a ghost engineer, a prodigy hidden behind a false persona. And Jace didn't die in that accident 3 years ago. Silas presses a key. The display changes. A synthetic projection appears. A face reconstructed with eerie accuracy. Jace Cross, alive inside the archive. A digital self. A ghost. Silas circles Daniel like a lecturer. Your brother built the original archive. With him gone, we needed a map. Daniel clenches his fists against the restraints. So you rebuilt him? Like you rebuilt Leah? Silas smiles thinly. Rebuilt is the wrong word. Unlocked. The screens zoom through streams of Jace's recompiled memories. Jace's voice, synthetic, calm, too perfect, fills the room. Hello, Daniel. Daniel's breath stops. Jace? I knew you'd find your way here. You were always too curious for your own safety. Daniel forces himself to speak. What is Operation Harvest? Jace answers, not Silas. Harbigate has been laundering dormant estates for a decade. I built the system to expose them. Silas hijacked it to steal from them. Silas grimaces. Don't pretend you were a hero. Jace ignores him. The Harvest transfers everything the corrupt executives buried. All their hidden fortunes. All their ghost accounts. Daniel's eyes widen. So the money doesn't go to you? Jace, it goes back to their real families. Daniel stares at Silas. This wasn't theft. This was reparations. And Silas hijacked it for personal control. Leah's voice cuts through again. Louder now. Daniel, listen. Your restraints are biometric-based. Your stress spike just loosened them. Daniel twists his hands. A snap. He's free. Silas turns sharply. Stop him. The synthetic Marshall Drake crashes through the chamber doors. Daniel grabs a loose fiber cable and slashes it across a power conduit. Sparks detonate. The Sentinel staggers. Screens glitch. Jace's synthetic form flickers. Daniel, I programmed a failsafe. The Harvest only succeeds if you authorize the final key. Daniel freezes. Why me? Jace, because you're the only person Silas never corrupted. The room shudders. Warning sirens scream. The Harvest countdown appears again. T2 hours 12 minutes and 44 seconds. Silas lunges for the console. Daniel tackles him. Silas screams. You don't understand. Without the Harvest, Harbigate collapses. Everything you think you know, your brother caused it. Jace's voice interrupts, steady and cold. He's lying, Daniel. Daniel hesitates. Silas, gasping on the floor, whispers, ask the archive who erased Jace's identity. Ask who wiped his records. Ask who staged his death. Daniel, trembling, speaks out loud. Archive, identify responsible party. The system responds instantly. Subject, Leah Wren. Daniel's blood runs cold. Leah? The same Leah warning him? Jace's voice glitches. Daniel, don't listen, system. Fragment. Silas laughs, a hollow, broken sound. Your brother wasn't my protege. He was Leah's. The screens realign. Archived logs display. Leah and Jace working together. Building the archive. Hiding accounts. Wiping identities. Daniel whispers, Leah created the archive? Jace's voice. Daniel. Remember what you promised me. Leah's voice overlaps. Panicked, Daniel, the logs are forged. Silas is rewriting them. Don't trust the archive. Silas screams. End it, Daniel. Authorize the harvest and expose the truth. 2 voices, 2 stories, 2 ghosts, only one decision. Daniel steps toward the console. The system flashes. Choose harvest outcome. 1. Authorize. Release funds. 2. Terminate, purge archive. Daniel closes his eyes. He remembers all of it. Leah's calm voice, Jace's gentle laugh, Silas's obsession, Harbigate's corruption, and his own promise to Jace years ago. If anything ever happens, I'll make sure the truth survives. He presses a key. Not 1. Not 2. A hidden 3rd option. 3. Reset. Reveal everything. Silas's face drains. No, you don't know what you've done. The screens ignite. Identity records unlock. Hidden accounts reveal themselves. Every corrupted asset, every ghost client, every laundered file. The entire archive goes public, auto-uploaded to legal authorities worldwide. Silas collapses to his knees. You destroyed us. Daniel looks at him. No, I freed us. The power grid surges. The synthetic Drake collapses. The archive goes offline. Silence. Then, Jace's voice. Faint. Fading. Thank you, Daniel. You kept your promise. Leah's voice whispers. I'm sorry. This wasn't how I wanted it to end. And the system shuts down permanently. Dawn breaks through the chamber windows. Daniel walks out of Harbigate for the last time. A single notification vibrates on his phone. Federal authority notice. Anonymous whistleblower data received. Harbigate investigation initiated. Daniel whispers to himself. Happy Thanksgiving, Jace.
Thanks for watching, and happy Thanksgiving. If you're staying with us, there's more waiting in the dark. You can start with this.